What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode of Vlogmadan. I forgot to record a video for today, so this is very last minute and very impromptu. But because I'm about to help Ahmad fix his brakes, or not fix, but replace his brakes, I thought I might as well just talk about this topic. So today's video is going to be about why it's important to always put maintenance first. There are people who sort of cheap out on maintenance and ignore it altogether. And I recommend, or I advise strongly against that, because yeah, it'll save you money right now, but in the long term, you're pretty much like digging your own grave. Like for example, like there are those people on YouTube, or like the people that end up on those YouTube compilations that don't do their oil changes, and then they bring it to a shop and they open the drain plug and it's nothing but like pudding and no fluids come out. That's one of the things that will increase your bill from like whatever it was supposed to be to exponentially, like astronomically high. So yeah, always stay on top of your maintenance. It's very important to do that. Like I said, a lot of people try to cut corners and avoid doing it, or try to find a loophole around doing it. And like, don't get me wrong, I've been a victim to that as well, but I always have it in the back of my mind. So like, for example, when I needed to replace the brakes for the E90, I was putting it off, but only because the brakes weren't that bad yet, and I was actually in the process of buying them. They were just kind of expensive because I was replacing all four. So yeah, like if you're avoiding it to like make ends meet, then like that's fine, but don't just ignore it altogether and like pretend the problem isn't there to begin with, because like I said, that's really what's gonna grenade your car and make it just completely like unreliable and a money pit. So yeah, never forget, what is it? Always do your maintenance. Like for example, when I had the Volvo before I sold it, that car was technically in okay condition. It's just, I don't want to speak badly about him, but sometimes my dad likes to cut corners, and we don't agree with how the world works when it comes to spending money on cars in terms of like maintenance. So yeah, it's kind of hard getting him to like do stuff sometimes, because like it's necessary, but he's always trying to find a loophole around it. Pretty much the Volvo is just one big money pit, only because an overhaul was never done to it when we first bought it. So yeah, that was why I grew such a distaste for that car specifically, not for the model, because there's so many people on YouTube that clown me, or not clown me, but like they roast me in the comments for like hating the V70. However, that's not the case. I do not hate the V70. I just hate the one that we had, because it was good when we bought it, but we didn't do a major overhaul until parts started breaking. So it was sort of like a domino effect, where like something broke and then something even worse broke, and then so on and so forth. So that just added up to like me hating the car, since like it was just never a break with it. It was just like this, that, and that. Honestly, I have no idea where it is now, or I know where it is now. It's in Ohio. Someone bought it. Someone drove all the way here and then drove the car back. I tried to make it as good as I could, with trying to spend as little money as possible, because I knew I was selling it. I just didn't want to sell it to the new owner in the state that it was in before I fixed it. So like I said, this is very impromptu, so I don't really know where I'm going with this yet. I just want to do like a PSA of don't skip out on maintenance. So I guess that's the first section, where we talk about people that try to avoid or like cheap out or find a loophole around doing maintenance to save a couple bucks. In the long run, it's not gonna help you at all. You're gonna be paying more money, so you might as well just bite the bullet, do it now, and then you can have peace of mind and your car will run for however long it's supposed to. The next part we'll talk about is car enthusiasts, car guys, car girls, car whatever in specific. And that's because, especially with today's generation, everybody only cares about clout. They only care about how much horsepower you have, what mods you have done to your car, how cool it looks, yada, yada, yada. And a lot of times people skip out on not only maintenance, but required, what's the word, not hardware, required components to make the car operate functionally at what you're trying to get it to. Like for example, I know a person that I met at a meet. They had an M240i, I think. Yeah, an M240i, did absolutely nothing to it, like straight from the factory. Only thing they did was like routine oil changes, but they went immediately to stage 3 MHD, which is strongly advised against, but to each their own. So yeah, when I heard that, I was like, all this person cares about is going fast, looking cool, and burbles. So yeah, never skip out on maintenance, and don't ignore certain components that would enhance your car's ability to perform once you put it at that performance stage. Because like I said, the person that owned the M240i did nothing to it, so no bolt-ons, absolutely nothing. It's just straight tune. Went straight to a stage 3 tune, which almost always requires full bolt-on. So charge pipe, down pipe, intake, intercooler. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm doing it off the top of my head. But yeah, if you want your car to perform really well, especially if it's a car that has a lot of potential, so like my 335, for example, or anything around that wheelhouse that has like potential to go faster, it's always better to make sure the car has the capability to go faster before just making it go fast with a tune, or just doing like the cool car people stuff before actually like taking care of your car. Because this sort of like goes into the fact, or no, this goes into why the market is so bad right now, because all these current people selling like project cars, whether it's like E36s, E46s, 335s, 350Zs, whatever it is, they are all owned by people, or not by people, they're all owned by kids that grew up and got jobs and was able to buy their dream car, and all they cared about was having fun in it. So it wasn't necessarily taken care of well, so the next owner ends up with a pretty bad platform to begin with. So yeah, take care of your cars, so whenever you do sell it, the next owner doesn't have a headache. And all right, my phone cut off, but anyways, to end this long TED Talk, just take care of your car before you do all the cool cars people stuff. Then you can like properly have fun with it. Your car will be able to maintain the power that you're aiming to put on it. So yeah, take care of your car, do your maintenance. Please just make sure everything is in working condition before you do the fast, cool car mods. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's the people that don't do maintenance at all, try to avoid it, find loopholes around it, and cheap out as much as they can. And then there's people that do cool car mod stuff first before like the boring car mod stuff, which is maintenance. Just make sure that your car can actually like run properly, and you won't be dealing with fixing your car all the time. So yeah, also for like anyone new in the car world, don't be afraid to just like get your hands dirty, do your maintenance. I don't know if I've talked about this much, but I have no mechanic experience whatsoever. This is sort of just built up experience over multiple different cars, with me having like little boosts of confidence to be able to tackle a new project. So when I had my E30, the only thing I ever did to the E30 was take off the fenders and the front bumper after the accident. So yeah, all I did was take off the front bumper and fenders. That was my first like mechanic experience that I've ever had. And then fast forward to when I still had the Audi. That was a car, that was my coming of age. That was like really where I learned to be a mechanic and where I got like all the tools necessary to do what I do today. That car, I did complete steering and suspension replacement. I did wheel bearings, I did brakes, I did coolant flush, I did heater core flush. There was like so many things with that car that just gave me the insight that I need to work on cars today. But yeah, after that, like once I tackled the wheel bearing job is when I really like got confident to be able to start working on cars. And that's honestly all you need. So don't think anything is impossible. It's not a pun on like my catchphrase. Like obviously keep in mind that like coming from no experience, it's going to be a lot harder than what these people on YouTube show when they're doing these replacements, because more often than not, these people have done it more than once, which is why they're making the video in the first place, because they thought it'd be helpful for people like me, people like you watching these videos on like how to save money to like do their own maintenance, fix their own stuff. Because with how the current economy is today, car maintenance, well, doing it at a shop at least, is a lot of times not the move, just because of how expensive it is, and all they really care about is making money. So unless you're going to like a super reputable shop, more often than not, they're just trying to like take money from you. So just like do your research with where you do your maintenance, and like if you can successfully like save money by doing it at home. Like when I first did my like brakes for the E90, that was my first ever like, or not my E90. The first time I did brakes was on the Volvo. That was the first time I ever did it. I had no tools. It was just like me doing it just cause. And it was hard at first. I had to like watch videos, but like I got the hang of it. That gave me the confidence to tackle something a little bit more challenging, which was the wheel bearings. And like mechanically, the wheel bearings were not challenging at all. It's just the fact that they got seized inside the spindle. So that just created like a whole different mess. But once you do little projects on your car that result in success, they give you small boosts of confidence to tackle something harder that you wouldn't normally think you could do. But because of like the experience that you just gained, it's honestly like XP points in a game. Like the more you level up, the easier it gets, despite the challenge being more challenging, if that makes any sense. Because after the wheel bearing job, I honestly thought I was Superman and like I could do anything, because after that, I went straight into valve cover gasket, and pretty much now I do everything maintenance related on my cars, besides like I'm not gonna replace the transmission because I don't have a lift. That's the only thing like I'm not doing, is transmission, because I don't have a lift. But other than that, I've pretty much been able to do everything on my own, thankfully. Really grateful that this experience came by. So yeah, if you're trying to save money, don't be afraid to do it yourself. Just make sure you do your research. There's a lot of people on YouTube that can help. There's a lot of people that make good DIY videos. There's a lot of people that make good step-by-step videos. And it's not as hard as it used to be, because back then you'd have to read forums, find repair manuals and whatnot. But now you have people like holding your hand and guiding you every step of the way. So yeah, sorry I forgot to record today's video, so just bear with me. It's been really hard doing Vlogmadan with gym, with work, where the last time I did this, I only had one of each. So it is what it is. I'm still trying to make do with what I have. So yeah, don't forget, nothing's impossible. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.